meantime, charities like ShelterBox Canada are continuing to provide relief on the ground. ShelterBox has teams in Poland and Moldova, and they're providing emergency aid both within Ukraine and to refugees who have fled the country. Stephanie Christensen joins me now. She's the executive director of ShelterBox Canada. Thank you so much for giving me your time, Stephanie.
Thank you for having me.
So I know you are in Moldova. Give me a sense here of what the situation is like, where you are, and what ShelterBox Canada is doing.
ShelterBox is an international disaster relief organization. We provide customized emergency shelter support and the basic supplies that people need to survive after disaster and conflict around the world. So we're quite well placed to help in this crisis, and we have customized supports both within Ukraine and here in Moldova, where 15% of the population is now refugees here.
What are you seeing? What are your people seeing on the ground right now?
So here in Moldova, the vast number of people that have come across are coming from Odessa. They're here in the city of Chisinau, which is the capital, and there's 75 evacuation centers set up here where people can stay, but that's only housing about 10% of the refugee population. The rest of the people are staying either with host families or in rented apartments, and they're outside of the coordinated humanitarian system. And so ShelterBox is really focusing our efforts here to make sure that these people get the aid that they need, that they might not otherwise receive.
And we know, of course, families coming with several different needs, many of them women and children. What are you hearing in terms of that greatest need? And I'm sure it's not just one thing, because they're coming with so many, or I should say very little, with what they've been able to carry from home.
The vast majority are women and children, absolutely. Yeah. I think the importance of having a customized response is really crucial. The needs within Ukraine are quite different than the needs here. We're providing mattresses for collective centers in Lviv. We're providing actual kits that can be used to make buildings habitable more on the front lines of conflict. But here in Ukraine, or here in Moldova, one of the main needs is hygiene kits for people, potentially cash assistance so people can get what they need next. There's a lot of uncertainty for people. They want to be able to go home. They're not sure how long they're going to be here, and it's a very difficult time.
Indeed. How is this compared to other areas, other conflict zones that you've worked in?
ShelterBox has incredible experience around the world working in conflict zones, and we know that every disaster is different, every conflict is different, and that's certainly the case here. Being within Europe, dealing with a different climate than a lot of our other conflicts that we're dealing with right now, but there's also similarities, and we can draw on our expertise to make sure that we're getting the right aid to the people who need it most when they need it.
Absolutely. And of course, Canadians listening right now, wondering what they might be able to do. What can Canadians do to help?
ShelterBox's work is funded by generous Canadians across the country. We can only be here and provide for people with donations. So if anybody would like to support our efforts, it's shelterboxcanada.org. And I can assure you that from what I'm seeing on the ground, you will make an incredible difference for these families who have gone through things that most of us can't even imagine.
Indeed, as you mentioned, there are so many women and children, many young children, still trying to comprehend exactly what's been going on and what's happened to their home and their family. Stephanie, it's great to have you on the program. Incredible work you and the team, of course, are doing for Ukrainians. Stephanie Christensen, ShelterBox Canada's Executive Director. Stay safe and well, Stephanie, and do stay in touch. We'd like to keep in touch with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.